Hey folks, I thought in time for Christmas I'd do a DVD video talking about my favorite Christmas holiday films. Some of them are TV programs. I have one VHS and then I have one Christmas movie that's pretty new that you should avoid. The first DVD I have is the Peewees Playhouse Christmas Special. I don't remember or not if this is available in the season set, but I'm pretty sure the only way to get this episode is the single DVD. And I always remember watching this as a kid. As a kid, a lot of the people in it, for some reason, I didn't know who a lot of them were. When I watch it back now, I pretty much know who everybody is. It was funny, for a Christmas special, it had a lot of guests that I don't think many kids would get. Mainly the adults would know who most of them are. But it's definitely one that's worth checking out. You can pretty much get it anywhere. Most of the places like Walmart, Target, Best Buy that have the Christmas DVD set up, this is usually one of the DVDs in that section. The next one I thought I'd just show in case anyone wanted a Christmas set, like a series of Christmas episodes with the Simpsons. This is the Christmas with the Simpsons. And this had like Mr. Plow, Simpsons roasting in an open fire. The thing is, if you have the seasons, you probably wouldn't want this, but if you just want specific episodes of The Simpsons for Christmas ones, this would be a good one to get. The next one I picked was a movie that got royally shit on by the critics, but I liked it. I mean, I didn't have any problem with it. I bought the DVD a little recently called Christmas with the Kranks. I saw this in theaters and liked it a lot. Too bad this is Jamie Lee Curtis's last movie. I wish she didn't retire. But this isn't the best movie to leave off a career with, but it's still a funny, silly movie. And I like Tim Allen movies. Some people don't like his family movies. I think I like them. And Dan Aykroyd is in this, and he's really funny in this. It's definitely worth checking out. It has that real 90s Christmas movie style to it. The next movie is Jingle All the Way, which was the movie that starred Arnold Schwarzenegger. And this was a little bit of a different movie for him because it was a PG, fully kids film. Most of the other movies he did were normally adult comedies and comedies for teens and older adults, but this was an actual kid film. And I always liked this movie. When you look back at it now, it loses a little bit of its humor because it's kind of kiddish, but I really like Sinbad in it. Sinbad, I never know how to pronounce his name. All I know is he hasn't done much of anything in years, and I think this might be one of the last things I remember seeing him do. He was in First Kid, you might remember that. But this is definitely worth checking out. It's a positive movie. The new DVD, I have another DVD of this. The new version, some of the music has changed, and you might like it, you might not. The new version is a lot different. A lot of new things are added. A lot of new things are taken out of it. The next movie I picked was Will Ferrell's movie, Elf. I'm sure a lot of people like this one. This did pretty well. I know when they made it, they weren't sure it was going to do so well. They weren't that positive about it, but then it did so well, and this really took Will Ferrell's career off after this. And then he started doing a lot of kids' movies. That went alright because he did that soccer movie. Then after that he went back into the adult humor comedies. But this was actually a very funny movie. The guy who directed this is right now directing that superhero movie. I don't remember the name though. And this one, it took me almost 35 minutes to try and find the DVD. This Santa Claus. Now, I don't like Santa Claus 2 or 3. Santa Claus 2 was okay. Santa Claus 3 was awful. I remember seeing this one in theaters when it was brand new. It was a great film. And it stood really well on its own. There never needed to be a sequel to it. And I used to always like to think of it just one movie. And then when those sequels came out, it really shit on the film. If you want to watch Santa Claus, watch this one. Avoid the G-rated, real kiddish pushweed movies. They're no good. Little kids might like them if they never saw the first good one, but it's really not worth watching. The next movie I picked is another movie that gets shit on, Toys. Robin Williams film Toys. And I don't know I believe this takes place during Christmas. One Christmas movie I forgot to pick up, but I'm just going to say is Hook. I was trying to go through and pick up as many as I could remember that were Christmas. But this one, I love. I love it. I cry to it. It's real beautiful. It's Barry Levinson's film. I've liked most of the movies he's done. He's a fellow Baltimorean. It's definitely a good movie to check out. You can get it for like $5 in the bin. It's a lot better than that though. It's Robin Williams, Joan Cusack, LL Cool J. It's definitely, just check this out. I know if you probably, a lot of you have heard terrible things about it, but I'm sure a lot of you haven't bothered watching it, so just give this one a chance. It actually is funny. Looking at it now, it's a real, like a kind of movie that doesn't get made at all anymore. Then the next two, I've talked about the one before, not the sequel. Both of the Home Alone 1 and 2. Don't bother with the other sequels. The third, like, Macaulay Culkin was replaced because he got too old, although he always still looks the same now. But Home Alone 3, I watched. That was okay. Home Alone 4, I turned off. It was a TV movie. It was a piece of shit. Not worth watching. The only Home Alones you should watch are part 1 and 2. I can never figure out which one I like better. I think Home Alone 2 was a little bit funnier, in my opinion, because Tim Curry was in it, and I thought he did a really good job in this. Because he really does well playing Queens. If you've seen it, you know what I mean. But those are definitely two to check out. But I'm sure most of you have seen this. And then here's the movie that Jonathan Taylor Thomas went and did after he quit Home Improvement, because he said he was going to college, and he didn't go right to college. He made this movie, and Tim Allen was pissed. I'll Be Home for Christmas. Saw this one in the theaters. I haven't watched this a whole lot since, but I liked it. I remember it was a real inspiring Christmas movie. It's kind of weird. I don't know if many people would admit they like this, but I did. The next one is a Christmas classic, National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation. I'm sure everybody's seen this one. And if you haven't, you must be under a rock. I mean, I'm sure everyone in the world's at least seen one of the National Lampoon movies. Unless they become too dated, I don't know. I'm not a current kind of guy. The next movie I picked was some Christmas horror kind of films. Gremlins, which there doesn't even need to be an explanation. Just watch that. The next one is Silent Night, Deadly Night, which is a good, scary Christmas movie. This is the movie that caused all that problems in the 80s. I remember it in class. Sometime in the 90s, this woman, one of my teachers, brought in a tape about Christmas, and there was one section of the tape about like the Christmas movies that cause stirs and cause problems, and this was the main one. They talked about how people picketed this to get it out of the theaters. Part 2 is a piece of crap. It's just pieces of the first movie reused. The first 30-some minutes of it is just a recap from the first movie. It's this thing you do with movies when you didn't shoot enough, so you kind of have to pad it out. A lot of movies have done that. The next I picked was Christmas Evil. I always love this movie. This is the newer DVD. The old one from Troma had bad picture. I never even bought that one. I bought the $2 version, which they both used the same transfer. This used a brand new widescreen version, and it also has a commentary. And John Waters is on the commentary with the director, and that's really cool. And the next one I picked is for people who want a real fun, cheesy Christmas movie. I picked Feeders 2, Sleigh Bells. This is one like my favorites, but it's just a silly Christmas movie to watch. John McBride has a small part in this one, but he stars in the first one and directed the first one. The second one, he just sort of has like a quick appearance in it. Stuff that he shot and sent to the Plona Brothers. But this is definitely a funny, silly movie. And I think this is pretty hard to get, this collection. I don't think I've seen this one in stores. You can get it on Amazon and sites like this. And the one movie I brought that's a Christmas movie that you should all avoid like the plague. You might be tempted to buy it and you might think, oh, that could be good. It's not. A Year Without Santa Claus, the remake of the cartoon clay film. And this stars, it has a lot of people in it, but it was awful. It has John Goodman and Ethan Suplee, Eddie Griffin. It was awful. It was like having the shits. Avoid this. Don't watch it. Don't buy it. Don't pick it up. Watch one of the ones I suggested, or watch another Christmas movie you like. Just avoid it. It'll ruin your Christmas spirit. The same way Bad Santa did to me the one year I watched it. Don't get me wrong, Bad Santa's a funny movie and all, but the year I watched that movie, my spirits were ruined. I don't know why. It was just such a negative movie. And, you know, watching John, you know, Ritter in it, and, you know, he just died a couple months before. So it wasn't a very positive movie for me to watch. The next one I picked was a VHS that I always liked to watch a lot as a kid. Some people might remember this. It's one of the really old VHSs. I don't know if it even came to stores. I bought it from Blockbuster. It's called Nearly No Christmas. I vaguely remember this one. And it was about like Christmas almost didn't happen. It's definitely worth checking out if you can find it. I doubt you can. It's a family home entertainment film. And it's in these old VHS boxes. I remember these really well. These are what the Inspector Gadget tapes used to come in. And see, this is an old Blockbuster one with the old Be Kind Rewind thing on it. You know, true classic Blockbuster. Blockbuster now is because, you know, you only rent DVD, so, you know, that Be Kind Rewind thing is dead. That's why it's funny with that new movie, Jack Black, with the Be Kind Rewind, because they don't really rent VHSs anymore. It's really difficult to find them. So I hope you liked my suggestions for Christmas films and the ones that I liked. I'd be interested in hearing what you all think about it, and I'm interested in if I left any off that you guys like. I'd be interested in hearing other ones that you like watching. Also, if you like TV specials, like most of the main ones, like Full House, mostly all of them had Christmas specials. If you look online, you can figure that out. I know on iTunes I saw there's the Full House Christmas episode, as well as the Perfect Strangers Christmas, which I watched last night and cried to like a biatch. But that's actually coming to DVD, that show, in February. But if you want to watch those episodes for $2, you can download them. I downloaded both of those to put in an iPod. So, thanks for watching, and I'd be interested in hearing what you guys think. Thanks.